What happens when you betray Genghis Khan? The answer is a relentless storm of destruction that obliterates entire empires. This is the story of the Mongol War against the Khwarezmian Empire. In the early 13th century, the Khwarezmian Empire, a prosperous kingdom stretching from Iran to Central Asia, was ruled by Shah Ala al-Din Muhammad. The Mongol Empire, under the ambitious leadership of Genghis Khan, was rapidly growing, and it sought to secure new trade routes. In 1218, Genghis Khan, aiming for peaceful relations, sent a caravan of 500 merchants to the Khwarezmian city of Otrar to establish trade ties. But the governor of Otrar, suspicious of the Mongol merchants, accused them of espionage, seized their goods, and even imprisoned some of the traders. In response, Genghis Khan sent 3 ambassadors to the Shah, seeking to resolve the issue diplomatically. However, in an act of betrayal, the Shah executed one of the envoys and mutilated the others. This grave violation of diplomatic immunity enraged Genghis Khan, who believed in the sanctity of diplomatic relations. Genghis Khan's response was swift and devastating. He declared war on the Khwarezmian Empire. In 1219, Genghis Khan mobilized one of the most efficient and formidable military forces in history, an army of 200,000 to 250,000 men, including cavalry, archers, and siege engineers. The Mongols' army was well-disciplined, highly mobile, and trained to use psychological warfare to break the morale of their enemies. The first major battle was the siege of Otrar. The Mongols surrounded the city and cut off its supplies using their exceptional siege tactics, including the use of catapults and siege towers. After several months, Otrar fell, and the Mongols completely destroyed the city, killing its defenders and its civilians. The siege tactics employed by the Mongols were brutal. They would surround the city, starve it out, and once the city walls were breached, massacred anyone who resisted. With Otrar taken, Genghis Khan's forces swiftly moved on to the next target, Bukhara, one of the greatest cities of the Khwarezmian Empire. The Mongols besieged the city in 1220. The defenders fought valiantly, but the Mongols' siege engines and tactics proved too powerful. The city eventually fell. Genghis Khan's cruelty became evident when he entered the city and reportedly declared, "I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you." Thousands of civilians and soldiers were killed, and the city was completely looted and burned. The Mongols continued their rampage across the Khwarezmian lands, attacking Samarkand, the jewel of the empire. Like Bukhara, Samarkand's resistance crumbled under the relentless Mongol assault. The Mongols used their trademark speed, psychological warfare, and siege technology to wipe out the defenders. One of the most notorious acts of destruction was at the city of Merv, where the Mongols reportedly massacred 1.3 million people. As the Mongols advanced, Shah Ala al-Din Muhammad, realizing the Mongols were unstoppable, fled westward. The Mongol army relentlessly pursued him across the steppes. Eventually, the Mongols caught up with the Shah's forces in 1231 near the Indus River. Shah Jalal al-Din, the son of the Shah, took command of the Khwarezmian remnants and attempted to regroup. The Battle of the Indus was the last stand of the Khwarezmians. Jalal al-Din, with a smaller army, hoped to make a last desperate defense. However, the Mongols once again employed their superior tactics. They lured the Khwarezmian forces into a trap, using their speed and mobility to encircle the enemy. The Mongols used feigned retreats, drawing the Khwarezmians deeper into their trap, and then struck hard when they least expected it. The Khwarezmian army was destroyed, and Jalal al-Din barely escaped to India, where he spent the rest of his life in exile.